Hello, folks. I'm going to read another bipolar vlog. I was just eating pretzels, by the way. Another bipolar vlog, and today I kind of want to discuss kind of medication. Gets being held back by medication in certain ways. I'm kind of sorry, my leg's itchy. Experiencing that now, where it's like, and here's the thing: there's positive sides and there's negative sides to it. And I'll go over the negative sides to it first. Of course, there's, the side effects. I mean, for me, I really haven't experienced any. The only thing I have noticed is my short-term memory is definitely not as sharp as it used to be. I mean, my short-term memory is definitely taking a little bit of a hit. So I've noticed that. So that's definitely actually one of the symptoms to my, medication. But other than that, there's nothing has been extreme, at all. Zilch. Nothing has been extreme at all. But, the negative effect is that, when I say the medication is medication holding you back. Like, for me, it definitely holds me back from getting to that hypomania phase, which, like I said, for me, it feels great, and it makes me tempted to stop taking medication to get to that point again. Like, it really is. I'm not gonna lie, the temptation is there to stop taking so I can get to that point again, because here's the thing about the medication, it really holds me back from getting to that super energized state, where it just feels great. It definitely does. I mean, I was actually feeling it today, I was feeling it yesterday, I was feeling it Sunday, the last day of C2E2, I was feeling it like, kind of like that, like the way I used to feel before, where it was like, where it was starting out, where it felt like, oh god, I can feel like the energy just starting to build up and just feel like, I can start feeling it. But here's the thing, that's where it stopped, with me at least. I mean, I was a little more energetic, slightly more energetic than I should have been, especially after going to the conference days. I was slightly more energetic, and I just wanted to go and do things. I was a little restless, but that's where it stopped. That was it. So which leads me to believe the medication is working, because it was just like, and I can feel it. I can feel the energy. I can feel like the restless, and I can feel even in my brain kind of just, like in here, kind of things starting to go a little slightly faster, starting to kind of go, click. Things clicking in my head. I could just feel it, there. But that's where it stopped. I was like, that was it. I mean, I was pretty much just a little more energetic, a little more restless, and I can feel it in here, but that's where it stopped. Like, I wasn't doing what I normally would do when I was in hypomanic. I wasn't talking faster, I wasn't hyperactive, I wasn't, I could sit still, I wasn't jumping from topic to topic, I wasn't coming up with crazy ideas, I didn't have any really crazy impulses like I normally would, and, I wasn't running around like a crazy person. That was it. It stopped. And that's what I mean, medication holding you back. And that's kind of like the negative. For me, that's a little negative. It's that it's sad that, I can never I'm probably not going to ever get to that high anymore, where I'm just feeling so great and like I'm one with the world. And that's what I mean with medication holding you back. I mean, it's like, for me, it was kind of like the floodgates, it opened, the floodgates are open a little bit, and it lets a little bit of the water go through, but it doesn't let all of the water go through. It's not, bam, crazy and I'm hypomanic. It lets some of it go through, but not all of it. And that's kind of what I noticed, like, the other day when I was feeling it, but that's where it ended. I mean, I felt it was more controlled. I felt like more controlled, more controllable, but that's what I mean. It kind of felt like my brain, when I was going through that, like, and even now, it just kind of felt like my brain was shackled. Like I was kind of shackled, and my brain was shackled and on a leash. Like it could only go so far, and bam, that's it. It's like shackled. That's kind of what I felt like. And I kind of had like some negative feelings toward that. Like it was just, it was just like, man, I really wish I can get to that point. But like for some reason, I feel it, but I don't feel it. I feel it building, but it's not getting over that hump anymore. It's just staying there. And so in essence, I felt that, the medication was holding me back from all that energy, where I could do so many more things, from that confidence, from that, those crazy creative ideas. Like I'm still creative, but nowhere near as crazy creative like I was. And and that in essence, that kind of made me a little saddened. It was like, man, it just kind of sucks because it feels like my brain is shackled down, and I'm just being held back. So that's kind of the negative. Prevents me from getting to that hypomanic state where I'm just feel great. But at the same time, it is also positive. Because it shackles my brain from getting this way, but it also shackles my brain from getting too far this way. And, from getting depressed. And that's also something that I noticed. That I'll notice that I'll get depressed. Like, I still have, like, some bipolar tendencies. I still do. I mean, I still show symptoms. Like I just said, I still get, like, that excited and I felt, and I'll still get down, but it won't be as severe anymore. And the depression definitely is the biggest positive. I mean, I think everyone's seen that massive depression that I went through, and like I still get depressed, but it's like I don't feel it as severe as I did. And I remember it was actually even a few days ago, I was just kind of getting really depressed because, like, after C2E2, you don't have anything to look forward to and stuff. But it was just like I was just remembering even before I was getting just like a little depressed, like just. You don't want to, the lack of energy, not lack of energy, but just disinterest in anything. You don't want to do anything, kind of want to be alone, kind of feeling like, oh, this sucks and my life sucks. And you kind of like that. But it was just like, I just kind of know it was like, I feel this way, but it's not debilitating. It really isn't stopping me from doing anything. It's not bedridden. I'm still doing things, and I'm actually still able to get myself out of there really fast. Like, I've kind of started doing things like I'll listen to really pumped up music, I'll exercise, go and watch some YouTube videos, and I find it that I'm able to take myself out of that mood like this really fast. And not only that, but I remember just, I was having like a depressed day, but I was like, I just remember feeling like my brain, it was just, I just like my brain isn't allowing me to get over that hump to depression, to a severe depression. It's not it's just like the medication has to be working. Because, it was just like, I feel depressed, but I really don't feel it, like, I don't feel it the way I normally would feel it without the medication. Because, there was a time where it would start out like that, and then by the end of the day, I would be, like, in bed, not wanting to get out, almost crying, like, somewhat suicidal, wanting to hurt myself type behavior. And that's how it would be for, like, the end of the day. It would be like that for the end of the day. But by the end of the day, I was still mildly depressed, but it's like I just didn't feel it the way I normally would feel. And I just remember thinking to myself, this medication has to work because, I feel like this. I was mildly depressed, but I don't feel it the way I used to feel it anymore. Like I don't feel as severely depressed. And like I said, I could still feel like the thoughts clicking, but at the same time, the thoughts, it was kind of like the floodgates, like those horrible thoughts. Some of them were getting through, but all of them weren't coming out at once. And it's kind of like that, kind of like the same with hypomania. Some of that energy is getting through, but not all of it. And it's kind of like the medication is holding me back from severe depression, which is a complete positive. Ain't no one want to see depressed Adrian around. Ain't no one want to see that guy. People who have been subscribed to me have seen that guy. It's not pretty. And so, in essence, that's the positive side. That it, and like I said, it's just, I could feel it, but it was just like, I just remember thinking, like, I'm not feeling it the way I normally would feel it. I'm not feeling that just despair like I normally would feel it. It's not as extreme anymore. And that's what I just remember thinking to myself. I was like, this is good. This is a good thing. I'm not, it's like I'm not feeling it the way I normally would. And that's the positive. Because like depressed Adrian, and like for me, I was mostly spent much of my time in depressive episodes until I started rapid cycling like a bitch, which I attribute to the holidays and going to pharmacy school interviews. I think I attribute that to the rapid cycling, but that's, like I said, that's the positive side. That on one hand, like, that's the positive side, and that's the negative. On one hand, I feel like my brain's holding me back from like my potential of getting hypomanic and just coming up with crazy ideas and, that energy, doing a lot of great things. I feel like on one hand it's kind of holding me back and it's kind of shackling my brain down from getting that high. But on the other hand, I feel really happy that it's also preventing me from getting that low, that I'm not feeling as depressed as I normally would feel anymore. It's not as severe anymore, and I just don't feel that anymore. And on one hand, that makes me really, really feel great about it. And so that's just kind of what I wanted to say, you know, kind of like a positive and a negative. For me, I can't really say anything about side effects. I know people have a lot of side effects. Insomnia. Well, I know one person told me what insomnia that the medication was. But that's kind of what I want to say, and I kind of will admit this, that the positives by far outweigh the negatives for sure. For me, at least. I mean, the only thing I just miss is that feeling that I got when I was hypomanic. That's the only thing I miss. But other than that, I don't miss the depression. I don't miss rapid cycling. I don't miss flipping like this, like crazy. I don't miss the unwarranted rage and anger, or one just feeling really irritable and wanting to punch someone for no reason. You know, I don't miss that. So it's like, you know, medication, it holds me back slightly from that hypomanic state, but it really doesn't. It's improved my quality of life by far. And so, yeah, like I said, I still have tendencies, but medication has definitely improved my life for sure. And that's all I really wanted to talk about, kind of medication holding me back in a negative manner and in a positive manner. So thanks for watching, folks.